Okay, I wanted to go over something with the Kestrel 556 from Huntertown Arms. Mine has the YHM mount adapter from CF Gunworks, but there's been a few reports of these blowing up on people. The two that off the top of my head, one was a 11.5-inch SBR, and the other was a 7.5-inch machine gun. A lot of people have attributed that to these flutes here, making the material weaker by thinning out the wall. But I'm going to show what I think is a design flaw, or at least a manufacturing flaw. So we have our blast chamber here. Got our baffle stack. So how this should work, at least in my opinion, is we have our baffle stack placed inside the tube, and then we have our blast chamber that threads in after it. Now, normally when you put it together, you thread it in and it pushes these baffles and compresses them against the end of the tube. The way these baffles are designed, these baffles contain all of the pressure by locking together. So you really shouldn't have that much pressure exerted on the outside wall of the can. Now, this is the factory Omni mount, and it's supposed to nest in there like that. Well, when you fully assemble the can, you've got probably at least 50 thou of gap between these. So what happens is you're shooting, and this blast chamber will back off a little bit. You know, it's got 50 thou at least of room to back off, and then that removes your preload on your baffle stack here. So now you have a place for your gas pressure to leak out of the baffle stack and directly exert itself on the outside wall of the can. So ideally you'd want this whole thing compressed, but this guy is too short. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's intentional. It could just be my example, but I'm betting this is why they're blowing up on people. So one thing to note, when you use the CF Gunworks YHM adapter, it threads in from the inside here, just like the Omni mount, but it's got a jam nut on it. So what you can do is you fully assemble your suppressor. You can see mine's got a little bit of resistance there at the end. That's because it's compressing that stack, or it's actually compressing against the blast chamber, and that blast chamber being compressed will not be able to unscrew. So what you do with this mount is you fully assemble it, and then you will back off, which I guess it's the other way because it's a left-hand thread, but you back it off into the can until it contacts that blast chamber, and then you tighten your lock nut. So once you do that, you're creating a nice seal so it can't leak out of the blast chamber or the baffles. It keeps everything intact inside and nothing's going to happen. I know they've updated this to a different design now, and I don't think it's that much to have it done, but I think it works just fine like it is, as long as you're mindful of that problem. Now, being able to do that with the Omni mount, it's not really going to work. It doesn't have a lock nut on it, and I wouldn't even bother with this anyways unless you're just running it on a rimfire, which I don't know why you would buy this can just to run it on a rimfire, although it is great for that. But I bought it for the purpose of running it on both ARs and rimfires. So yeah, it's not the greatest can in the world. A lot of people have had problems with Huntertown Arms customer service. It's a heavy can. Its suppression is okay, but as long as you're mindful of that issue, it's pretty easily fixed with the mount, which you really want anyways. So that's my 2 cents on the Huntertown Arms Kestrel 556 failures.